back in the paint.
We're back in what?
In the paint. It's a basketball reference.
Oh.
We're back in the paint. We're in the hole. We're gonna slam dunk something or make something happen. Once again, thank you everybody for continuing to support our dumbassness. We appreciate that, and our rants and stuff. And today is no different. But first, what are we drinking?
We are drinking. It's already hitting me. Sculpin IPA by Ballast Point. Remember we were in Hollywood that one time with a bunch of friends, a big group of friends. We were all drinking this.
Yes.
Remember how that ended?
Oh yeah, it ended pretty bad. Ballast Point, one of my favorite like mass-produced, put out the Sculpin IPAs. If this is on tap, and this is all they have, and they might have other things, I'm going with that. I just think it's a well beer, well-made beer, well brewed beer. I'm sorry, but yeah, no, it's amazing. I've always liked it. I like their different variations, and you know, it's always a favorite of mine and a go-to. Although everyone got all butthurt when they sold out for $1 billion to a conglomerate or something like that. So I didn't really care. I did at the moment. Now I didn't.
Does it change the flavor and the taste and the way it's made?
Well, you know, purist about anything. They're always going to jump into that.
Does it?
I haven't noticed. So I wasn't so concerned about it.
I would have sold it too.
I would. Hey man, if anything that makes me $1 billion, if this podcast gets to being $1 billion worth, I'm selling, guys. I am sorry, I am selling. You can create something. You know, you can artificially create me or something and put another art and.
I think all these people who complain about selling out and all, it was like they've never gotten the opportunity to create something great that they can sell out.
Well, first and foremost, they haven't created anything, so
there you go. That too. So, I wasn't gonna go that far. But,
I don't care. So anyways, thank you again for continuing to log in. Today we have something kind of interesting that caught my attention. We were gonna do something else, but sex sells, so let's talk about it, baby.
In this case,
yes, in this
emojis sell.
Yes. So what the fuck does sex and an emoji have in common? Well, a whole lot more than what we initially even thought. I thought it was a gimmick. I thought it was a little gimmicky thing. And I was like, I don't know. But I think the more I read it and the more I saw it, actually caught our attention. So,
well, it's based on Psychology Today. It's based on a study published by the Journal of PLOS, which is the Public Library of Science 1. They did a study where they surveyed some 5,000 plus single Americans to see...
Single, not cheating, fucks. Like a couple of our other episodes. Single, you get that? Go ahead. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but I had to put that side note in there.
So anyway, in this survey, participants range from ages 18 to 94. 94.
They're still getting it on. They're still getting frisky at 94 years old.
Have you heard of the studies that they come out where old folks home, like there's a lot of STDs.
Yes, they're all getting it on up in there.
And then like they don't wear protection because they're not worried about getting pregnant.
Or they're long past their,
or child support.
Exactly. It's like I'm just gonna, sling my winky everywhere.
I'm just gonna swing my winky everywhere.
Oh, fuck these hoes, But anyways, go ahead.
But anyway,
we're having too much fun already. Let's go.
Well, that's sculpting.
I know. I think that's what it is.
It's not the first one.
No, not the first one.
So anyway, so it was 5,000 plus participants in this survey from ages 18 and 94. They completed the survey inquiring about whether they use emojis, and if so, why. So it turns out that about 38% never use emojis, and another 28% regularly use them. But anyway, the study found that some of the people who regularly use emojis are getting either more dates or more sex.
So go ahead.
Well, the study doesn't really show what kind of emojis they're using. I mean, we jump to the conclusion there's probably eggplants and peaches. But who knows?
And the cherries. Don't forget the cherries.
There you go. That too.
Definitely. So I think what it's getting down to, it's actually kind of like getting a date and once you get a date, if it turns into sex after, apparently, like you were just mentioning, 38% of people never do. And then 29% hardly do. So I'm just kind of going over those figures. But 28% regularly use them, as 3% use them at least one in every text. Oh my goodness, this brings me a thing. Maybe, so my buddy, speaking about emojis, and his wife, he says he uses an emoji every single text. Every single text, they I don't know if they still do it now, but I know when he was dating and stuff, and
Also
but
before.
yeah, and even as you know, when they got married. But he said that he used them because if he didn't use them, that was a signal to either side that there was something wrong. So I don't know.
How do you see it, like, in your experience?
In my experience, I'm probably on the. It depends on who I'm texting. Obviously, we're not going to say.
No, of course.
But even like, you know, I don't know. I use them. I use them kind of when I have to put in like a kind of an exclamation on the situation. But you know, going back to that, 28% of them use them, and it said that it resulted in a likelihood of them getting laid, kissing or hugging, or a little bit more of a physical touch.
Second, third base.
Second, third base.
No, like, yeah, because I remember before I never liked using them back in the day, but yeah, well, with me it was more like my sarcasm didn't
Didn't
through
translate.
across, right?
Yeah.
So I started using them just because people, you know, would take my texts, you know, seriously. Like it wasn't meant to be serious. It was to make joke, sarcastic, and all. And it's like, dude, come on! Like they're getting offended out of this text because, you know, even though they know that I tend to be sarcastic. So I started using them more just because I felt like they were misinterpreting my what we love you.
And now you're getting laid.
That's not what I said. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I'm just saying that I resisted because I just didn't care for them back in the day. And now I'm getting.
Now we're jumping out of.
But yeah, I mean, but no, I have noticed, and I mean that's not why I use. Well, I didn't even realize till this.
Like, are you being an asshole? You're like, oh, I'm not even. That was just, hey, I'm coming over, or hey, I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. It's like, oh, your response wasn't. Oh shit.
But anyway, I started using them because I felt like, dude, it's serious.
Sorry.
It's serious stuff.
I know. Oh.
Because as this article also says, as this article,
I'm so sorry.
As this article also points out that, you know, it does translate emotions a lot better, whatever you're trying to, you know, convey with the person you're texting.
I apologize. We're probably gonna have to cut some of that, but anyways, yeah, no, dude, keep going.
Yeah, so I mean that's why I started using it, because I just felt like people weren't really capturing my emotions.
No, dude, definitely. I think when you the whole sorry, that was a good laugh. But anyways, yeah, conveying emotions is a big one. I think some of the time, like even like in translation, like it doesn't. That's why I keep it as simple as I can on text message, which it's gone a long way because it just things don't get listened. And if I really need to have a conversation, just give me a call. But I guess when you're flirting back and forth, it does help, especially using emojis here and there, the little horn face or the little whatever devil face and whatever else you're using. And also, I think it makes the other person feel like you're engaged, because it does take a little bit of an effort to like click that little thing and then look for something. So in that sense, it could psychologically be just triggering something, and somebody's like, oh, he cares, or they care.
It's possible, yeah.
Which I mean, I don't see why not, you know. And at the end of the day, all these women want is for someone who cares.
Because yeah, you know, a lot of the stuff that we do is subconscious that, you know, we don't even realize we're doing it. So no, you might be right on that.
And what was the other one that we were talking about? So also with respect to the most went on. So yeah, so going back to that, it seemed like not only did it actually increase your chances of possibly, getting frisky with a woman. It increases their chances of going on a second date. And some of those, obviously, the more you kind of hang around with somebody, the more you're probably going to like them, the more likelihood it is for you to enter a relationship with them. So guys, get to boosting the fucking emojis. Yes. You might just get laid more. Oh, jeez. I knew this was going to be a fun one.
But it does say how like a small percentage also uses a lot of or emojis on every sentence. I mean, that seems a little too much.
You don't want to freak her out either, guys. Oh, God, this guy's a serial killer.
Too many eggplants.
Yeah, too many eggplants, too many peach booties or whatever. It's so funny how do you think these people purposely knew what they were doing when they were like creating this, or they created something and they have to know that it ran and it went this way, that the peach meant it's a universal signal of ass, and the eggplant is like universal for dick.
But like before the emoji thing, I never thought of an eggplant. If you're trying to, reference a penis, for example. Maybe a cucumber, maybe, what else?
It is kind of long, dude. And it does have, like if you notice the shape of the eggplant on there, it is kind of long and it is fatter at the end, so.
No, but, like, the more stereotypical or one would be, like, a sausage, though. Are there sausages on
I think there's bacon and eggs. I don't know about sausage. See, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, you threw in the eggplant in there?
Huh?
I can see the peach. But the peach is so nice and, like, juicy.
Even the peach.
It's so nice and
like
juicy.
Before the emoji, era, was there, like, were you thinking about peaches?
No, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I think it's just something that people saw and then they started using it and it slowly transformed into that. So I don't think it's like whoever created those emojis, right. Apple or whoever, that's what they had in mind.
So somehow a thing that they created through software is helping people get laid, unbeknownst to them. To them, it was like, hey, let's just create something fun, and all of a sudden it's like psychologically opening these women's legs. You think about that? Yeah, unbeknownst to them, they just created like a second language, or like a language that just kind of became that.
But that's a crazy thing about humans, man. We're just crazy. We're unpredictable in so many ways like that. So
it's because how we talk about sense. Yeah, we know how we talk about like the predictability of a human. Like, okay, they like based on their past actions is kind of what we can determine their future actions are going to be.
Right.
But there's still they still throw in a wrench in there every once in a while. It's just really fucking surprises with one of their decisions or something they say. Because, like, for me, people are like, okay, I know I can expect certain things from you as far as what you say, but it still doesn't surprise me when you hit me with that, like, over-the-top stuff. Which is like, yeah, I guess. But you know.
But I think that's just part of, just spicing life a little bit. So
I do. I love, what? I love spicing life up because life is too dull nowadays. We're all worried about
offending and all that. Yeah, for sure, dude. So, no.
And this is the thing. If you're sending somebody emojis and they get offended, that's probably somebody you don't want to go to bed with, honestly. Because they're probably going to get offended by you not opening the door. They're probably going to get offended by you not wanting to pick up the check. They're probably going to get offended by other things, and then that's a red flag to them. At that point, they're just crazy.
Yeah, or something else, but
yeah, or they could be a man. But anyways, that is it. What else? What else we got on here that kind of caught your eye on this? Yeah, go ahead, dude. Go ahead. Don't keep people in suspense now.
I'm not keeping
Which reminds me, I gotta text my girlfriend a bunch of emojis, see if I get lucky.
No, but it's talking about like the first, second date, like around there, right?
Right.
It wasn't like you're saying, like after your friend got married, so it obviously worked.
It worked.
But yeah, like first of all, like, well, it also talks about the 3% that never use emojis. So I wonder how much
they're not getting laid. I don't know. Let me ask
Yeah.
somebody who never uses emojis. I don't know, Art. How was it before and after? Pretty damn good.
There
I
could be
bet,
a correlation. I don't know, man.
dude. You never know. You never know. Oh, baby, this is a fun one. If you guys stick through, we might go through why using hashtags might get you laid.
But even GIFs. You use GIFs a lot?
I hate when people use too many GIFs, man. I dislike it. They're not funny, guys. GIFs are not funny to me. They're cheesy as hell.
I follow this investor guy on Twitter.
Mhm.
He's an old guy. He's probably like in his 70s, 80s. He's known for using GIFs.
Are they GIFs or they're GIFs, right?
Yeah, like little.
Yeah, the little moving animated. Yeah.
And dude, I'm surprised every time like he replies to something or says something and like he uses the best GIFs that I never even seen before. And
Okay.
it's like, dude, they're so appropriate.
Thank you. May I add, it takes a good GIFer to GIF correctly. Like out of maybe
It takes a what?
a good GIFer, somebody who uses GIFs to GIF correctly.
Oh,
So what I'm saying is, I think out of like every 10 friends, one of them might use GIFs correctly. The other one's like, all right, dog, just stop. Stop. You're adding.
No, I agree.
Yeah, you're adding images to our thread. It's just loading up my freaking data. So don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, don't GIF me.
Unless you're good at using them. But anyway, no, I think that was it on the article. It wasn't a long article, but yeah, that was a point. If you use GIFs or not GIFs, emojis, you are more likely to. But I think also part of it is like there's also humor to it, which humor is also attractive. Between couples.
I don't know how many people out there of you guys are currently dating somebody that you at all would have not been interested in, but maybe through the use of GIFs or emojis, or they're just their humor, they just kind of like change things, as long as you listen, humor, you can soften up, you can make yourself more warming,
and I think that could be like one of the reasons. Like you use a GIF, it translates some emotion. It allows the other person to kind of relax a little bit. If for example, a smiley face, for example, or if you're telling a joke and there's a proper emoji for it, like it just kind of eases people. Like, oh, that's funny, or it kind of goes with it. So I think I can see why, and I think it probably a main factor I think would be humor, like the humor aspect of it. And then also the like emotional conveying that emotion that you're trying to make the other person see. So I think it's a little bit of those two things primarily.
What are some of your go-to emojis? I can tell you mine. I like the eyes, just the eyes looking to the self, just like I'm looking. I like the detective.
The eyes looking.
Yeah, the two eyes.
I know, but
just like I'm looking at something. I'm looking at this shit.
I never understood that unless you're referencing.
Like I see it. It's more like a I'm watching. I like that one. I like the little smiley face with the little sweat mark. I send that quite fucking often. Because half the time I'm like nervous kind of thing. One emoji that people don't understand what I'm trying to mean is when I'm being sarcastic and it's the face with like the dots and it's just like a half smile.
The dots?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a smile, like a little half smile. It's not a smirking smile because that's obviously like I'm being.
Oh, like yeah.
I think it's there. Is it there? Like
it's probably not.
No, it's not there. But yeah, just kind of like a half smile where it's it's how I'm being sarcastic. Like it's one that people misrepresent the most.
You know which one I use when I'm being sarcastic?
Which one?
That serious face, like it's a little face,
mm-hmm.
but the there's no smile. It's just like a line.
Oh, yeah, but see, that's more. I guess that's more like straightforward. The one I use, I guess it could be misleading, but I mean that I'm just being sarcastic, and I'm like it's more like you get it. So, anyways, but if you just want to get laid, just tell her. do without the emojis and the gifs and all this stuff. But that's just my 2 cents there.
Well, if you want a better likelihood of getting laid, then use it.
Yeah. Some of us don't have that charisma and charm to pull that through.
I don't.
But anyways, I don't know. Maybe now you do. That got me, and I love it. Is there anything else we want to relay or tell people?
No, I think we're done.
I think we're done here. And so bottom of the line is use emojis, get laid. Which reminds me, I got to send my girlfriend a bunch of emojis so I can possibly get laid. You never know. Thank you very much, and we're out of this place. Thanks to the Guy Talk Show, I'm using emojis and now I'm getting laid!